Hey guys, Unknown Filmmaker here again, and today I'm going to teach you how to curve the bullet. It's a pretty long, but not too long thing to do, but I'll teach you how to do it very easy. So I have like footage of me doing the little like curve thing. It looks a little weird, as you can see. You gotta go from this frame to this frame. That's because I did the frame blending for the video, and that's what creates it that like kind of better look that was on my video. I'm only turning it off temporarily because I want this to load quicker. So anyway, first I have a video of me just doing the arm movement, but I have a separate video of just recording. Like, this is a recording, this isn't like pictures or anything. I'm actually recording going from one side to the other, and what I do is actually I track the footage with a tracker down here, and I pick a place that will be perfect, and I just kind of track it in there. Now here's a problem though. When I track it, if you could see it, the lines don't match up. So I'm going to teach you how to fix that. It's very simple. If I could find the right composition for it. By the way, when I first did the video of me just doing that curve, I kind of blurred this out so it could almost get to make it perfect right here. Anyways, next what we'll do is I'll find the right composition I want to use, if I find it. But if I don't find it, then I'll tell you the gist and what you have to do. Really, you just have to kind of pre-compose everything all together and just kind of scale it up. Like, let me show you an example. I had heard like a little comment before, you don't have to do much pre-composing, but that's just how I kind of work with things. So you got the little light problem up there. You just kind of scale it up until you don't see it anymore, and then well, that fixes that problem. You can probably kind of see it around here, but when you watch the video, you kind of pay attention to the bullet, unless of course you want to be a troll on every single mistake I do. But anyways, what you do next is actually, you know what you do first really is you go to 3ds Max. If you want to like do this on your own but you don't have 3ds Max, I can give you the bullet in the description. I'll show you exactly what to do once this loads up. So what happens next is you got 3ds Max up, and you open the project, if you have one, for a bullet. You can actually get the bullet on like TurboSquid or any other website, and they're free. Not sure where I downloaded mine, but it's in there. I got it from TurboSquid. Okay, so you have the bullet in here, and what you do is you auto key it, and you also well, you first rotate the bullet to make it like this. Then you like bring it up here. Okay, so you got your first key. Click on this little key right here, and then you go all the way to the end frame, and you just kind of rotate it all around just one time. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. Oh, where's my mouse? Okay, so you got this bullet right here. In order to give it color, you go to something called the material editor. It'll be on the top. It'll look like kind of like a transparent circle. If you work with Photoshop, it will be like transparent as in that checkerboard thing. And this will open, and you increase the specular level, I'd say 75, and bring the glassiness to by 39. And then you change the color of the first one, say, yellowish, I would say, kind of yellowish. And you put that right into this thing right here. It's actually the shell. I understand in my video that the bullet is wrong, but yesterday when I was making the video, I didn't really have a lot of time on my hands, so I wanted to work with what I could. And anyways, you do the same thing with this part of the bullet itself, I guess you could say, except you make the color, I'd say, kind of orangey to brown, because it gives it that better look. And just kind of drag it onto the models. Anyway, you could close this up. Now you got your bullet kind of in here. I'm going to actually do a little experimenting right now. When you're at like a certain part of the editing, or rather the timeline of the bullet, like moving, you can like move the bullet so it could like align center of the camera. And let's see, you kind of like just play around with it with the auto key. And let's see, this is going to be a little while. You got the rotating bullet, and here's what you do next. You go to render setup. Make sure you have like a separate folder on your desktop or wherever you want to save, because here's the way how like I make kind of like the bullet thing. So in the time output, you go to active time segment. It'll be 0 to 100. You make the output size, well, whatever you want. I just kind of left it default, the 640, 480. It's still pretty good on the video. And you go down, it'll say render output. You'll say save file. You click on the files. You find your place you want to save it. And when it says save as type, you're going to want to pick PNG, like a PNG file. And, you know, of course, name your file. I call it rear in this one. And something's going to come up right here. It'll say like RGB 48-bit 281 trillion. I don't know what that other thing is, but you just click OK, and you just click render, and I'll show you an example like what it'll look like. That's just what it'll look like. But anyway, I'll show you what it looks like once it's all rendered. I'm going to save this like bullet in the future for like future projects. So it comes like, you know, a clear transparent background. You got your bullet. It comes out in pictures, but as you can see, it's rotating all around. To make this better, you kind of give the bullet a reflection of the background, but that's kind of more advanced stuff. I know how to do it, but I really just don't have the time to explain. But next, what you do is you got the guy curving the bullet. You find a right time for him to shoot. So I'll change the quality to like quarter, because it's like this is just a tutorial. And you're gonna find the right time to like shoot. So I say like right here. You can't really see it well because it's blurry, but like it'd probably be like right here. And next, what you do is you import a muzzle flash from Action Essentials 2. I use Action Essentials 2. If you don't have Action Essentials 2, you just get like, you know, like a picture of a muzzle flash on the internet, and you play around with it. And so next, you right click on the muzzle flash file, and you go to time, enable time remapping, and you extend this to say like, you know, double, stretch it. so it could slow down. Like, it's going to be very jittery because I turned off the frame blending. But what you do next is you import your bullet this time through your file, of course. And what you do is you only click on one of the pictures. I click the first picture, of course, and there'll be something on After Effects that says PNG sequence. And what that does is it actually kind of creates a video of what it would look like. So as you can see, you got the rotating bullet in here. Yeah. And so next what you do is you bring that down to the timeline. And you want to also click the enable time remapping, and you're going to want to play around with this. So what you do next is on the timeline you set it at the right position you want it to. Like mine would be right here, and we're just gonna like do this to make it seem like, forgive me, I sound weird, we're just gonna make it seem like, how do I explain this? Wow. We're gonna make it seem like the bullet is still traveling, like going from the point of the gun to like further into this hallway place. But I'm just gonna make an example. Forgive me for sounding so weird. Like, I'm also kind of doing improv on this. I'm not sure how to exactly say this correctly. So yeah, you got it there. That's basically what it'll look like. Probably gonna have to play around with it to kind of like still make it go into the right direction. Like maybe like that. And I'll just keep turning. Okay, so now on the bullet you press P and you do Shift S, and you bring the scale down. Shift S brings like the scale, well, just S like itself. But when you want to use like not only the scale but also the position, you do like Shift P or R or S, of course, and you bring it down to like a point where the muzzle flash is perfect. Actually, what I'm going to do very quick is I'm going to get this null object right here. It was like tracking the other footage for my like little slow motion thing, and you're going to want to parent. If you don't have it, you do right click on this thing right here, columns, parent, and there's just going to be this little rope thing that you could click on, and you just kind of drag it to the null object so that the like thing you want to track kind of like follows with the null object. That's what it did for like my little slow motion thing too. Anyways, back to the bullet. So you go to position, you click on the timeline for both of these, and at a certain point in this video you bring the scale up and you like put the bullet somewhere. As you can see, it already kind of looks interesting. And you keep going, you keep going. You might have to, then you like bring the scale down. Like you probably see this little curve right here, depending on how good this video is recording on my camera. Bring the scale down. Move it over this way, and you may have to like play around with the positions a little bit more as well. But anyway, it almost, it does look pretty much like a real bullet is actually going from, the gun all the way curving around. Like, you may have to play around with the time remapping. Like, for example, right here, I could probably like put it exactly at this spot, and there you go. Like, it may come a little jittery. Like I said, you want to enable the frame blending, and also you want to click on the box there for the video and for the bullet. But eventually you're going to get your final product, which is the curving of the bullet. And the color that I got from it, I just used like a color correction, like brightness and contrast, tint. I actually added a solid, and I kind of like used like the ellipse tool. I just kind of double clicked on it. I'm going to show you what it would look like and kind of give this thing. But I used it on the solid. Like I used a black solid to kind of give it that more movie style look. Like I'll show you an example. When on the mask, you click subtract, and you just kind of feather it at the right spot. Now it does kind of look like a movie. You might bring the expansion up a little bit, and well, as you can see, it's a big difference. It does look more like a movie. One thing to add to in the bullet is the directional blur of the bullet. You want to like kind of give the bullet some motion in it, because just making the motion blur won't do much. So you want to like key those like blurs in there, as you can see in this video right here. I like recording on my camera for some reason. I got advice saying I should use Camtasia 7 or something. Anyways, you got the flying bullet, and it partially doesn't look very realistic because you don't have that background, that reflection on the bullet of the room. But with a little bit of color correction, that could be fixed. As for the last scene when I shot myself in the back, I will show you in a sec how I did that exactly. By the way, when you record, you kind of record going from one side of the room to the other to give that like curvy look. Like, I'll show an example, I guess, while I open the certain project in my other screen. This is oh my gosh, this is the original footage from when I recorded it. It's a higher frame rate, as you can see. For some reason, this is weird. Okay, wrong project. Okay, for some reason the bottom part of my screen's gone. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do this again. So as you see, I moved from there, the center, and over here. That's because I'm moving the camera like this. And it goes by the same kind of thing when recording this kind of shot. Like, watch. It goes like that. Okay, so the killing myself part. If it opens. I hope it does. It opened on this side now. Okay. So, you got the bullet right here. I'm going to disable the time remapping again. As you can see, it's traveling and traveling. I'm also tracking this shot because I was the only one at home recording. Like, not recording. I was actually the only one at home when I made this video. So, my brother wasn't there to help me record because he was getting his license. And, well, I'm gonna get mine soon, hopefully. Anyways, back to the video. You got the bullet going through. You also have to give the bullet the directional blur. That way people kind of see it as pretty realistic. I didn't add the directional blur in this one for some reason. My original video. I don't know why. But anyway, what I first did is I thought I could be able to kind of record myself kind of doing like a movement of me getting hit and like I would like fall down, but it just wasn't working well. So this is actually just a picture of myself. Like, if I played this back in regular, as you can see, that's me like moving around. So it's just kind of a freeze frame of myself. I just didn't want to get too much into the like problem. I wanted to see if I could record this all in one day, because as like I say in my channel, in one of my videos, that I upload a video each week, and I had an original video. It was for a contest, but unfortunately what I had to do was I had to record it on a mobile device, and I didn't read that the rules about it until late, like after I had finished the video. So I pretty much made this video for, well, nothing, I guess. This video is a trailer, fake trailer for this film festival coming up called the Ann Arbor Film Festival. It's me exploding a chicken with blue fire, and it's in the cartoon form. If you saw in my past video, Rotoscoped in Life, this is a little different though, as you can see. Not enough brightness. I was just kind of playing around with it. But anyway, back to this. I keep getting distracted. Like I said before in this video, you have to like play around with the scale, the position of the bullet, and just kind of hope for the best. How I did this part, like if you can see, I have the bullet mark in here. From Action Essentials 2, they actually have textures of bullet wounds. I can't give those away because, you know, I had to buy these. And the blood coming out of it, you could get those online, and you can get the bullet wound things online too. But Action Essentials 2 is pretty good. I just kind of like slowed down the blood coming out with the time remapping, and how it came out here. I did the same thing too. When I added color correction, it actually changed the blood thing, as you can see. It doesn't look like that could be a big bullet hole thing. You can see the hole right here, but as I go more into it, this doesn't look very much like if I was like actually got a lot of blood out of there. Especially like when I moved over, the bullet is still the same. Like in my original video though, when I added the color correction, you can't really see the bullet in here, but it gives people that illusion that you know, I was shot badly. But anyways, tracking, I tracked a certain point, like I said. Right here is an example. You want to find a good point that'll like stick with it throughout the tracking. By the way, how to track is you first create a null object, and you do track motion on the tracker thing, and it'll ask you to, of course this is gone right now, it'll ask you to like find a certain point on the video and just kind of like click on it. But you can also just click the play button that'll be on the tracker, and it'll like track that point. You may have to play around with it, like change frames every single one. So I was able to track this point in the video and track myself. I'm so sorry that if I sound confusing. This is the best I could do in an improv sort of way. I'm working on it. Keep with me here. Another thing with the bullet. You want to make it like it's actually coming out of the body. As you can see, this little curve here. You actually just, what you do is you mask it with like the special tool that's up here. It's a pen tool. You can also just press G as in George. You just kind of like go around the bullet and yada yada yada. I'm actually creating a solid right now. And once you have the mask all in there, I'll show you these right here. You'll have to play around with it by like clicking on the stopwatch of the mask, and that's what the mask would look like. And like when you go from this frame to this frame, you'll have to like move the mask so it fits well with the bullet. If I didn't add the mask, it would look like this, especially throughout the whole body. Like, I could keep it there and not get shot, but I wanted to do something a little more exciting. And yeah, it's still there. And when you want to get it like out of the body still, you just kind of like you either cover the whole bullet or you bring it away from the screen, depending on if you're changing like the mode of the mask to either like add or subtract. Yeah, okay. That's basically it, I guess. That's how you do it. The bullet, that's how you curve the bullet. It's not that hard to do. You don't have to do any camera tracking. You don't have to use very expensive media, unless of course you need to buy 3ds Max to make it yourself. But I'll give you the bullet like pictures in the description. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I really need this. I'm gonna be making a short film very soon called After Dark. It's partially based on true events. Not all of it, but partially. It's a short film about a kid who goes through a life-changing experience through a near-death experience. That's just something interesting I thought of. This is a little, well, I guess preview. I haven't recorded a single thing after dark. I haven't recorded a single thing. I'm hoping to record in a Target, and then at the mall, and then at my house. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Like I said, click the subscribe button to watch more. I'm still working around my YouTube channel. I'm gonna see if I can make playlists for tutorials, playlists for uploaded videos, of course. And also check out my friend's YouTube channel, the Arcane Film Studios. He and I made a whole feature film together. It was a pretty good success, I would say. Michael Chiklis was impressed with it. Okay, have a good day.